Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. I'm here with my friend Jasmine.
Hi.
For Sweet Simple Vegan, and we're going to be filming videos together. So in this video we're going to be doing a breakfast chat, and on her channel we're going to be filming a Q&A. So after you watch this, grab some oatmeal, eat some breakfast with us, or I guess it doesn't have to be oatmeal.
Yeah, any meal you want.
Yeah, so we'll do this and then afterwards I'll link her video in the description of the video, so be sure to check that out. Alright, and we also have cheese mushroom coffee and iced ticino with mushroom stuff in it, so
Freaking mushrooms.
I'm excited. So today, since I have just spent basically my last week here in LA, I thought it would be good to talk about how to stay healthy when you're traveling, and not even just traveling, but like going out to eat as well. And just as a disclaimer before we start, we're going to be talking about how we choose to stay healthy and the foods we choose to eat, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the way that you should choose to eat as well, or the foods that you should be eating. Everyone is different, everyone has different diets, but we're just sharing our
advice
thoughts
and experiences.
Yeah. Because I think in general, both of us have similar diets where, like, when we're home, we try not to cook with oil because we don't really consider oil to be a healthy food.
Yeah, it's not a whole food, guys.
Yeah. And I've talked about it a little bit before, but basically, like she just said, oil is, for us, we don't consider oil to be a health food because it is a refined food. Just like people think refined sugar isn't healthy for you, oil is pretty much the exact same thing because you're extracting just one nutrient or product from the whole food that it came from, like the olive or the corn or whatever.
So like I myself try to eat the whole food fat, so like avocados, coconut, nuts, and seeds. You want to eat olives instead of olive oil, that sort of thing. So
yeah, totally. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like I need to stir my oatmeal.
I know. We made our oatmeal so pretty, but all the toppings are on top, and I definitely need to mix it in.
Yeah, I always mix it. It looks pretty for the photo, but then like 30 seconds later, it doesn't look pretty. But yeah, so I guess for me personally, I don't cook with oil in my house, and when I go out to eat though, I feel like I'm pretty relaxed about it. When I go out to eat, if they have an oil-free option on their menu, I might gravitate more towards it, but when I go out to a vegan restaurant, I just typically choose whatever sounds best to me. And because I do eat a healthier diet at home, typically that is avoiding the fried foods, just because I know I don't really enjoy eating fried foods and I don't feel as good after them.
I feel terrible.
So, but like sometimes I will go out to eat and I will eat something that's fried. I mean, like last night, a few of us went out for donuts and I tried a bite of my friend's donut. I was stuffed, so I couldn't eat a whole donut anyways. But like, I try not to stress about it.
Yeah. That was like the hardest thing for me. Like once I started eating healthier, eating more oil free, I was very, very adamant about it, like in every aspect of my life. Like every time I went out to eat, I would stress out and I was like, I don't know what to eat, I don't want to go. But then I don't know, I just started to realize, why am I stressing out about this? I want to go and enjoy myself with my friends. It's one meal, and like Caitlin was saying, we eat healthy all the time. I don't know, so I just don't think that people should like kill yourself to do it when if it just stresses you out. I don't think it's worth it to do it just for like, I don't know, just go hang out with your friends, have fun. Yeah,
and I totally agree. And the thing is, I think there's like a common misconception about like YouTubers and people who promote an oil-free diet. And like, I'm a person who is type A personality, and I'm like, it's all or none and I have to stick by the rule. So like Jasmine was saying, when I was like, oh, I can't eat oil, I too was like, oh my gosh, I can't go out to eat because there's oil in everything. But then I realized, like, hey, I don't cook with oil at home, but I'm admitting, like, I eat oil occasionally, and it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
same here.
So I think sometimes people see our channels and they're like, oh my god, they never eat oil, but that's not true. It's like, I'm not saying I'm chugging shots of olive oil, like, with my free time, but I do eat it occasionally, and I think that, I don't know, I just think overall, we all could be a little bit more relaxed about our diets in terms of, not in terms of like veganism, but in terms of like oil, and maybe you eat junk food every once in a while, doesn't mean you're not a healthy person.
Definitely. My mouth is full, so I'm like,
not
hold
so
on.
good.
But I do also want people to be aware that when you go out to eat, even if you go to like a fancy restaurant, it's not the healthiest option. Just because the food looks great and you like would expect it to be healthy, it doesn't always mean it's the healthiest food. I have a lot of friends who eat out often because they can't cook at home, or they're lazy, basically. So in those cases, I would say to try to be a little more adamant about doing oil-free, or about choosing the healthier option, because in the long run, it'll help you more, so that way.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, like, for me, I don't go out to eat very much. I prefer to cook for myself. It's cheaper, and just with my school schedule, I don't really have time, and there's not as many vegan options in Miami. But if I was going out to eat like every single day, I think I would make more of an effort to try to make my meals a little healthier and minimize the oil as much as possible.
You'll feel a lot better doing that.
Yeah, because it definitely does build up. And the thing is, at the end of the day, if you eat a little oil, you're not going to die.
Yeah.
But I do start to notice over time if I have been eating more oily foods, like my skin does start to get worse. But like, I'm not going to trade, I don't know, like the donut was good last night. I don't regret not eating it, you know? But I think this is where it comes in. It's like everyone needs to find their own personal balance and find what they're comfortable with.
Definitely. Socially, it's the hardest for me. Like we went out to donuts last night, or if we go to, I don't know, a party when there's basically only fried food sometimes. Like, I don't want to eat it, but I don't want people to be, I don't know. I just get that in my mind that people are like, oh my gosh, she doesn't eat like this kind of food. She's so restrictive. But then in reality, I don't think anyone's ever thinking that, and no one's ever thinking about what another person's eating, so I don't know. Yeah,
you need to do what's best for you. So if you're the kind of person who is an all or none person, you're like, I can't eat oil ever, and you feel happy on that diet and you don't feel like deprived at all, that's great for you. But I just, for me, I like to find a little balance, and like when I do go out to eat, I like to enjoy my food.
Yeah.
And I especially think like I care a little less when I'm around my friends from Miami, because none of my friends are vegan or none of my classmates are vegan.
Yeah.
So when I go out to dinner with them, I like to show them, it's like, hey, look, there's a vegan option on the menu, and I'm not like I'm not in their face about it like I'm eating vegan and you're not, but I'm like, oh, it's good to show your friends that there are vegan options. And I mean, sometimes at restaurants they may not be the healthiest option, but if it is the only option, I'm still gonna eat it.
And encourage them to like try your food, and I don't know. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
It's okay.
So we can go more into like traveling.
Okay, yeah.
So like on an airplane, for example, we should go into like what are your tips for that?
Okay, so
I think we did the same thing with the oatmeal.
I always pack oatmeal. I always just put in like a glass jar. I feel like it's more secure, and Tupperware kind of leaks sometimes, but I just make my overnight oatmeal. Like whatever I want to do, like oats. I always have flaxseed and like dried berries or whatever.
Yeah.
And even if I'm traveling, I don't like to buy instant oat packs. I just prefer to make my own, because the instant oat packs we were talking, they have like 1/4 of a cup of oatmeal in them. So
and they have a lot of sugar usually added.
So I just put my own in plastic baggies and then bring it with me, and I add water. And I'm not gonna lie, I get pulled over by TSA like almost every time I pack overnight oatmeal. Like when I go through the x-rays, but I always get to my flights in enough time, and all they do is they just look at it and they're like, okay, it's food, we have to test it, and then they give it back to me.
Oh, they test it?
They don't like put anything in it. They just kind of like look at it. They like wave that wand over it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I don't know. For me, I bring the dry oats.
Yeah.
And then when I get on the plane, or even in the airport like terminal, just get hot water at like Starbucks, and there you go, you got oatmeal.
Do they make you pay for the hot water, or do they usually give it to you?
Well, the last time Taryn and I were flying, the lady gave me a hard time because she was like, oh, what drink do you want? And I was like, oh, can I get a water and a hot water? And she was like, I don't have enough time to like bring everybody 2 drinks, blah, blah, blah. So she only brought me the hot water, and then I poured it into my oatmeal, and she saw, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know that you wanted to like eat breakfast. And then she brought me water, and I was like,
okay. That's nice.
No, but another flight when I went to New Jersey with Chris, no problem. They brought me 2 waters,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you don't want to get pulled over by TSA, you could just bring your oats dry and then add the hot water to them. Yeah. And if it's free, that's probably a good idea. I don't know. I just like to bundle it all. Also, I boil potatoes. I know. Okay, so I eat very plain foods sometimes, and I enjoy them, but I realize this isn't for everyone. But I will just like boil or roast potatoes or sweet potatoes and put them in a Tupperware and take them with me, because they travel pretty well, and in the time span between like me leaving and eating them on the plane, they're not going to go bad or anything.
Yeah. It'll keep you full.
I know it's strange, and I know everyone's probably judging me, but I eat, like, not in this video, but like on the plane, I eat like just pieces of plain potatoes dipped in ketchup.
Or even bread. I love bringing
That's
bread.
a good idea. Yeah, if you want to be more practical, packing a sandwich would be a great idea. Make a PB&J.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Something simple like that, it only takes like 10 minutes the night before. Not even, maybe 5 minutes. So I don't know. I don't want people to complain about there not being healthy vegan options at the airport because you can totally just bring your own.
And the thing is, if you bring your own, it's so much cheaper too.
Oh my gosh. The stuff at the airport, I'm just like, I don't know, I cry if I buy anything. It's so expensive.
And that way you can like control your own portion size too. Because one time I was forced to get oatmeal at Starbucks and I'm like, this is nothing. I'm still hungry. But what about if you're like on a road trip or something and you're on the road for a long day and you're in an area where you don't really know if there are healthy options or something?
Well, when Chris and I went on a road trip, we did have a lot of stuff packed to bring just to be safe. So we had, for example, Whole Foods has the Engine 2 chili in the box. So you don't need a can opener for it. You can just open it.
Okay.
And we use that like for our emergency meal, which we definitely came in handy for us. You can pack dried fruit. You can pack, I don't know.
Yeah, I pack dried fruit and like fruit that you don't have to refrigerate, that you can take with you. Like tangerines or apples, as long as you make sure they don't like get bruised.
Yeah, bananas, be careful.
Yeah, that
never ends well for me.
And usually I will bring dry fruit like dates just because that's easier for convenience. If you wanted to be super gung-ho about it, you could like make your own bliss balls or like granola bars ahead of time. But
or you can even have oatmeal. Like we were saying, you can pack dried oats and like make your oatmeal in a jar, and then you can probably find somewhere where you can get hot water, even like a diner or something. Yeah.
And I'd say, like, for me, I think the easiest hack when you're traveling and you're on the road and you don't know if there are any vegan restaurants, there's always an Asian restaurant and they always have rice and vegetables.
There you go.
And most of them probably have tofu too.
Yeah.
So if you're really in a bind, I usually just look for an Asian restaurant and I get the rice and the veggies, and that way you know it's going to be a vegan meal, it's simple, it's still delicious, and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
This is not for when you're on the road, but more so when you're in like a hotel. When I went on a road trip, sorry, I'm talking my mouth full.
You're fine.
My boyfriend Chris and I brought a rice cooker. And in the rice cooker, we cooked so many different things. We cooked lentils, rice, of course. We cooked oatmeal. The one we had a steamer basket. It was just a little cheap rice cooker that we got. We steamed vegetables in the hotel room. I don't know. Just like if you guys have the option to bring one of those with you, I definitely would recommend it. I know a pressure cooker is a lot bigger, so I think this is a better
and
option.
it's kind of heavy too.
Very heavy.
I feel like rice cooker is lighter.
Yeah, definitely.
And then also, it's always, I think, a good idea to check out Happy Cow. I think it's happycow.com, right? Or is it .org?
I don't remember.
If you Google it, it'll come up.
There's an app too.
But you have to pay for the app.
Yeah.
I'm cheap, so I go on the
don't have
website.
the app, I'll be honest, but Chris does, so I just use his phone.
Yeah, but the app is the same. It's just more convenient because it's like directly on your phone.
Yeah.
But it's basically just a database of all of the vegan, vegetarian, or vegan-friendly, restaurants in any area. Like, it's international.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, when I was in Argentina and I was traveling around, like, I would look on it and be like, oh, wow, there's a vegan-friendly restaurant here in, like, Argentina, or I found some in Chile or in Brazil. And so it's really, anywhere you are in the world, it's probably on there. And I think you even have the option, if you go to an area and you discover one, I think you can add it onto the app.
Yeah, definitely.
So then that way you're helping other people out.
Yeah.
But it's always a really good, you can see reviews that people leave. You can see what options that they have. And I think they might do like a price range too.
Oh, that I don't know. But they say if it's strictly vegan, if it's vegetarian, or if it's everything with vegan options.
Yeah. So that always comes in handy. But yeah, so you can look on there to see if there's any cool vegan options. Like maybe there's a really cool vegan restaurant in the area that you didn't even know was there. But if that fails, then I'm like, all right, I'm getting rice and veggies from a Chinese restaurant.
And definitely, I know this isn't really tips for eating healthy when you're traveling, but more so for tips eating, I don't know, vegan when you're like traveling. Definitely utilize social media. I know that some people there's just like a stigma on meeting people online, but I met Caitlin online.
You did.
I met so many awesome people online, and you can find great vegan communities everywhere you go, basically.
Yeah.
Even if they're small, like you can find someone you can go enjoy a vegan meal with. They can show you where they would recommend you eat.
Yeah.
If you're into that, that'd be fun.
Totally. Usually there's like a hashtag like vegans of whatever city you're in.
Totally.
So you could do that, or if you know there's a vegan restaurant in the area, you can like go to the location thing on Instagram. But yeah, I'm definitely really grateful for social media, and I just think it's so cool to connect with different vegans, like no matter where you are.
Yeah.
It's because every city I've gone to, I've almost like been able to find someone or connect with someone, or I'll do like a mini meetup or whatever. Yeah. So I think it's really cool. I think those are pretty good tips, right?
That's good, yeah.
All right, I think we're done with this portion of the video, but we're going to be answering some questions on Jasmine's channel. They may be dramatic, they may not be, but
we'll see.
You'll have to click the video link to find out. But yeah, be sure to follow and subscribe to Jasmine on all of her social media channels. I will link them down below. And also, I always get questions on my shirt. So this is from Vegetarian. Says it looks good, Kale, and I'll link that too.
It's comfiest, one of the comfiest tees,
They're
by the way.
so
I would definitely
vouch
for that.
Yeah, I think that is it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, well, I'll just walk around and turn it off.